Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Dr. Santosh.
Good
Good
afternoon, madam.
afternoon, all the audiences. Nirmiti, you can start.
On behalf of Good afternoon, one and all. On behalf of Institute Innovative Council of VS College of Pharmacy, I welcome our speaker, Dr. Santosh Kajaye, founder, director, Novetra Lab Private Limited. Shri B.L. Bulani Ji's trustee in charge of DESCOP, respected Principal Madam, Dr. Supriya Shidhai, Dr. Rajashri Hirlekar Ma'am, Innovative Coordinator, Dr. Mustaq Sheikh Sir, President IIC, Dr. Anita Aire Ma'am, Vice President IIC, all faculty members and our dear participants. Dear all, VS College of Pharmacy was established in the year 2007 and at present we run three programs: B Farm, M Farm in pharmaceutics, quality assurance.
I think there is some problem at her end regarding the network. So, without wasting a lot of time, let me introduce today's speaker, Dr. Santosh Gejage. Uh, so, uh, dear Santosh Gejage, IIC team, and dear participants, a warm welcome. Dr. Santosh Gejage is the founder director, Novetra Laboratories Private Limited, Thane. And it really gives me a great pleasure to introduce him. He's a young entrepreneur who is a founder director of Novetra Laboratories Private Limited. To start with his journey, he has received Best Student Award and has topped his class for B Farm degree. And he has bagged runner-up prize in the national level Young Innovators Choice Competition 2011. So his journey as an entrepreneur started right in his PhD M.Pharm days. He has completed his doctorate degree from Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, under the guidance of Professor Purnima Amin, and simultaneously he has completed PG diploma in Chemical Technology Management and Patent Law diploma from NALSA. He is recipient of Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship from UGC and has received funds worth rupees 32 lakhs from UGC, Kerry Ingredients Private Limited, Gatefose, BVF Limited, Bajaj Healthcare Limited, and Cornell Brothers Limited. He has successfully delivered commercial technologies to industries like SCG Pharma, Muscat University, and Cheryl Laboratories. He has filed two patents, one of which is with industry, and he has delivered four commercial technologies to industry and has to his credit 19 commercial products in the market. Now, regarding his today's talk on commercial aspects of launching successful drug delivery system based on herbal actives. Our country has a large Ayurvedic knowledge base whose full potential has just recently been revealed. However, the drug delivery system used for administering the herbal medicine to the patient is traditional and out of date, resulting in reduced efficacy of the drug. If the novel drug delivery technology is applied in herbal medicine, it may help in increasing the efficacy and reducing the side effects of various herbal compounds and herbs. Due to lack of scientific justification and processing challenges such as standardization, extraction, and identification of individual drug components in the complex polyherbal systems, herbal medicines were not considered for development as a novel formulations for a long time. Modern phytopharmaceutical research, on the other hand, can meet the scientific needs of herbal medicines to be incorporated in novel drug delivery systems such as nanoparticles, microemulsions, matrix systems, solid dispersions, liposomes, solid lipid nanoparticles, and so on. So the present talk discusses few of the current successful examples based on herbal drug delivery systems and followed by some of the important guidelines to academic community for converting the routine projects of undergraduates and postgraduate students into a science-based startup company. So with this brief introduction, I hereby request Dr. Santosh to take over the dais. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Hidekar Madam. And in fact, it's my great pleasure to meet you after, if I'm not wrong, by 5 years back. She was my PhD external supervisor for my PhD degree, ICT. And it's my honor to share my some of the experiences that I've gained in the last 12 years during my master's and PhD degree at ICT, as well as my enterprise, that is Novatra Lab Private Limited. So thank you, Principal Shide Madam and the IIC Coordinator Hirlikar Madam for giving me an opportunity to share my experiences. I'll share my PPT just a second. I hope my screen is visible to everyone, right?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. You're audible, sir. You can
Okay,
continue.
okay. So the talk of today's session is the how we can see the commercial aspects of this successful drug system, which was based on herbal actives. So this talk is divided into some of the points, such as while there's a difference between conventional drug system versus NDDS, and what are the advantages of novel drug systems, particularly. We can also see some of the knowledge of the traditional medicines we are having. We also see some of the advances of herbal actives for the better efficacy, most importantly. And as a pharma guy, we must understand the regulatory aspects in the Indian pharmaceutical market to launch the commercial drug system, particularly. We also see some of the commercial launches in the market, which are based on drug systems, particularly. In the last part of the session, we are going to see some of the promising actives that need to be studied and also see thirst areas for further research, particularly. So, my journey particularly involved in drug system, particularly started in the year 2010 when I joined my master's degree at ICT, particularly. So, we are fascinated with the drug system, particularly. If you see the formulations, particularly, which is a device which enables the introduction of therapeutic substance, you can also call it as active, inside the body, which improves its efficacy, mostly safety, by controlling the either you can control rate, time, and the place of release of the drug inside our body. And this process, which includes first the administration of therapeutic product, then its release of the active ingredient by the product, particularly, and subsequent transport of this active ingredient across the biological membranes, particularly, right? So the drug system, which we call as particular interface between the patient and the drug, we call as API, right, or active ingredient, particularly. There are multiple conventional drug systems available, right? We have tablet, capsules, powders, suppositories, paste, ointments, and so many. But this system currently having much more limitations. If we can enumerate some of these limitations, such as absorption is very, very rate limiting, they're difficult to monitor We can also see fluctuations in plasma drug level. Most important, there is a poor patient compliance, which also require the frequent dosing. And lastly, the risk over and under medication. So to enhance this or to limit this particularly limitations, now the scientist has came up with this NDDS system, right? So if we see the advantages of NDDS particularly, the most important is enhanced bioavailability. We can also have the protection of drug substance from being get degraded. We can also manage a longer resistance times and also reduce the dosage frequency. This NDDS, which provides a better penetration of particles inside our body, particularly, and this NDDS, which is an extremely versatile, it can be designed to elicit the desired pharmacokinetics, uptake, the response from our body. We can also manage the drug targeting to specific organ, specific cells, specific area inside our body itself. There's an apt way to manage the pharmaceutical lifespan for the blockbuster molecules. We have multiple examples, right? If we see the attributes of NDD systems, the most important attribute is to ability to entrap either lipophilic as well as the hydrophilic drug molecules for the better modulation of release, which affects directly the bioavailability. The most important, the nano size itself, which determines in vivo, in vitro performance, and also we can manage intracellular delivery for the anti-cancer drug molecules. This nano size itself, which is the most important advantage, that is targetability. By controlling the surface charge itself, we can manage the formulation stability. We also improve the permeability with respect to the topical drug system. The lipids, which is an indispensable part of this nano drug system, which is having excellent biocompatibility. Also, this lipids, which is having improved body and tissue tolerance. When we compare to the currently available approved biodegradable polymers, these lipids, they are very cost saving effect particularly. We can also have the formulation feasibility, a possibility of drug targeting and controlled release and immediate release of the active ingredients. We can also manage the improved stability while converting the conventional system into NDDS. Some of the examples, such as protection of liable compounds against chemical degradation. The some actives were such as retinol, coenzyme Q10, vitamin E, and tretinoin. There are multiple nanocarrier systems such as liposomes for parental delivery, SMEDs for oral, parenteral. We can also have the SMEDs into a tablet formulations for oral delivery of loratadine, nifedipine. Then we also have SLN analyses for topical and also for the parental drug systems. If you see the final dosage forms of microemulsions, there you can either convert either in gel by topical way. Some of the drug molecules such as erythromycin, azithromycin, clotrimazole, and other molecules. These microemulsions, by converting them into a gel, we can manage for vaginal drug system for antifungal drugs such as clotrimazole, fluconazole. These microemulsions, they're also having good acceptance inside the shampoo formulation for the ketoconazole for managing dandruff itself. Nanoemulsion, there is a commercial product for oral delivery called as nanosep for the liquid oral system for beta artemether. There's also systems such as liquid crystalline systems for nasal and interperiodontal. So if you see the Indian system currently, we have a rich knowledge for herbal medicines particularly. And in fact, Ayurveda has itself documented various plans for its pharmaceutical actions. As per the WHO, there are 4 billion people who uses herbal medicines in day-to-day life particularly. As the scientific knowledge progress, the standardized herbal extracts are now utilized. Now, the responsibility of manufacturer, the herbal ingredient manufacturer itself, is to verify the active ingredient believed to be present in the herb is present in the preparation, and that the potency itself and the amount of ingredient is to be assured to the end consumer. There are multiple problems in standardized herbal preparations recorded as. The first most important problem is the potency of active ingredient particularly. You can also see there are multiple variation. Also, there's a processing challenges, right? And due to these three major problems, we have the reduced efficacy of active already present in the extract. And the end result of this is the poor dosage compliance by the patients. So if we can resolve this some of the problems with the proper scientific knowledge, with the help of a combination along with novel drug release systems, we can achieve some of the success. So today's phytopharmaceutical research is mostly focused on extraction, purification, standardization, advanced processing systems, and lastly, that is identification of individual drug components in a herbal polyherbal system. If we can manage some of these points, we have a better drug delivery of herbal actives for the benefit of society itself. Now, as a pharma students, I hope most of the students either in third year, final year, and M.Pharm students. So I want to highlight some of the regulatory aspects in pharmaceutical market, how the pharmaceutical industry particularly working with the various concepts. We all know there are multiple definitions, right? It is either a active ingredient, we call it as also active principle. This active ingredient, which is a phytochemical content in a herbal drug, or you can also call it extract, which is mostly responsible for its pharmacological activity. Then active ingredients, some of the example we know that is the alkaloids from morphine, atropine from Atropa belladonna, right? So in these cases, it is not possible to identify the active ingredient who is responsible for pharmacological action, right? Then it came the particular definition we all heard from the day-to-day products, right? It is called a dietary supplement. The dietary supplement, a substance added to the diet, often taken as pharmaceutical formulation, right, to treat or prevent some of the deficiencies. Some of the dietary supplements we know, such as vitamins, amino acids, proteins, minerals, fibers, and plant extracts. The arbitrary inclusion of dietary supplement category of the herbal medicinal product has been criticized. There is no standardized definition itself. Some of the authentic supplements to diet, that is vitamins, minerals, they have nutritional value, right? The herbal extracts may contain pharmacological active ingredient and they should be regulated as a medicine as per the FSI regulations. Then it comes to a particular definition called as herbal drug. The part of the plant, root, stem, leaf, bark, fruits, and extracts, right? They are used for pharmaceutical or it is called a nutraceutical purpose particularly. And the screw drugs, they are obtained from either wild or cultivated plant particularly. Most importantly, their specifications, they are present in pharmacopoeial monographs particularly. They constitute the starting material for the preparation of herbal product, such as herbal extract, right? And the herbal extract, which is itself, we call it the preparation of herbal drugs, which contains all the constituents which are soluble in the solvent for making the extract. Either you use the water, alcohol, or the suitable solvent. And to ensure the reliable dosage, the content of the key pharmacological active constituent has to be checked by a standardized HPLC or UV or any required method, particularly. When we say the herbal medicine, which includes herbs, herbal materials, herbal preparations, finished herbal products that contains as active ingredient, parts of the plant or other plant materials or the combinations of all the ingredients. The medicines containing plant derived pure compounds, they are not considered to be herbal medicines. If we see the some of the fusi and product, we call as fortified product, right? Foodstuffs that which compound of therapeutic or preventive efficacy has been added. Some of the examples: bread with added folic acid to prevent neural tube defects, salts with iodine to prevent hypothyroidism, milk derivatives which contains phytosterols to decrease the blood cholesterol levels. Then there are some of the products you can see in the market in the medical shop itself. It is called as functional food, but there's a no satisfactory definition which has been accepted by all the regulatory bodies. But Health Canada defines this functional food as it is similar in appearance to or maybe a conventional food that is consumed as part of our usual diet and is demonstrated to have physiological benefits and or reduce the risk of chronic disease beyond basic nutritional functions, right? And all of us from last 20 years were extensively working on nutraceuticals. I'll tell you there is no satisfactory definition accepted by WHO itself, but the original definition of term of this nutraceutical was a food or a part of the food that provide medicinal or health benefits particularly, which include the prevention and or treatment of a disease. If you see the recent analysis of literature, which revealed the existence of 25 definitions, with the majority of them relating these nutraceuticals to food components, or nutrients providing health benefits beyond behind their nutritional value. I'll tell you how the students of final year and I'm from first year, when they start doing their projects itself, they need to focus on the regulatory approval part, how the products is getting approved for launching inside the pharmaceutical market. There are particular def systems in India. We know that we have allopathic formulations, we have cosmetic products, we have nutraceutical products, right? We all know for the innovator brand, first we need to approach to CDSCO for the initial clinical studies. So based on the clinical studies, we'll get an NCE status, right? New chemical entity. So based on the phase 1 to phase 4 clinical studies, we get the drug approval, right? So the initial company will file a patent for 20 years. After the 20 years, we'll go for the generic product. And for the generic product, we simply approach to the local FDA along with BA/BA studies with a 6-month stability data for approval as a generic brand. And what we all are doing, so innovator product is having some of the issues with respect to bioavailability or dissolution. We improve this product features along with generic brand. And most of the Indian companies, almost 98% of Indian companies were working in the generic brand. They either improve some of the physiochemical parameters or they change the route particularly. There's also called as cosmetic products. From last 10 years, cosmetics products, they have a huge demand in the market. And for cosmetic product, we need to simply approach to the local FDA. We call it state FDA, right? And for the cosmetic product, we don't require any stability studies. We need to just have whatever the active we are supposed to use inside the cosmetic product. We need to just see their approval in India or any reference product to be shown to the local drug inspector or the particular commissioner. Based on this particular approval of the active in India or reference product from the abroad, this local FDA can give you the approval to launch inside the market. So we need to see in our institute itself, we can develop lots of product based on this cosmetic system. And we can approach to the multiple companies who are ready to launch this product under cosmetic domain. Similarly, we also focus on nutraceuticals because the nutraceuticals, the all the regulatory part is implemented by FSSAI, Food Safety Standard Authority of India, particularly. So suppose we have the most of the pharmacognostic person, right? They try to extract some of the herbal ingredients for oral consumption, particularly. If it is not approved in India, you are trying first time in India itself, will to simply have a clinical study in small population for claiming the efficacy of actives, such as, so suppose we have an improved curcumin content, say for anti-inflammatory activity. So we just have the small clinical study in the small population that this particular amount of curcumin which is responsible for anti-inflammatory activity. When it is get approved by the FSI, it get published inside the gadget. When it get published, now the claim is available for all the competitors and the all the companies. We call it as subsequent brands. In allopathic, we call it a generic product, but in nutraceutical, we call it as subsequent brands particularly. So based on this published gadget of FSI of the standardized food product, we can launch the multiple nutraceutical products. There's also called a functional food. The most famous example is protein powders, right? We have hydrolyzed proteins, we have partially hydrolyzed proteins, right? So this most important regulatory body, FSI, which publishes the gadget for functional foods. We need to just see the source of the protein and their efficacy. And some of you, and I'm also working with Ayush formulations, we need to have some of the standard books of Ayurveda where it was mentioned years and years back the efficacy of some of the polyherbal formulation. Suppose if it's not mentioned in the particularly standardized book, Charak Sahita and all the stuff, we are the first time launching this product in India, we need to approach the local FDA along with some of the clinical studies for single active, which was mentioned in standard book, right? Based on the clinical data, the local FDA will give you clearance for launching the product inside the market. And when it is get approved, when you launch a subsequent product, we will have the multiple similar formulations. And to this, we need a reference, a formulation of the standard book of reference, right? So I'll see some of the commercial launches of the drug system based on the herbal actives. Since the beginning of the time, the civilizations across the world have believed in the goodness of the plants, particularly. Everyone have their own methods of leveraging the therapeutic properties of plants to enhance the quality of their lives. So there is a rapid need to understand natural product in a better way than the most people. That means what I want to say, we need to understand the base ingredients responsible for the therapeutic activity. And along with our academic research, we need to understand the market demand and the requirements from pharmaceutical industry. Until unless we don't have the market research for the particular product and the requirements from the industry, we cannot have the successful system. And this knowledge will help to create a broad range of specialized, reliable ingredient and solutions that can give industry clients a razor sharp competitive edge. In the further slide, I'll highlight this particular point with some of the market success stories, how this edge of successful base ingredient will change or will give you competitive edge. These are some of the products. While working in ICT, we were work under a cosmetic and some of the products under FSI regulations. So this particular product, vitamin C, along with ferulic acid, which is the herbal ingredient, along with hyaluronic acid. This is for the Bionova, which is a Bangalore-based company. This is also Oaknet Healthcare, Euglodum. This particular Oaknet Healthcare, which contains the liposomal caffeine, particularly from the plant sources. We also launched one of the product for Oaknet called a Zore APS, anti-pollution sunscreen, particularly, which is the first of its kind product, sunscreen along with pollution control. This particular product contains some of the ingredient from the marine source, particularly. And I'll also show you this story of this cogitin emulgel. This particular product, kojic acid dipalmitary along with mulberry and licorice extract. Initially, this product is under a typical cream formulation. When we have the improved formulation inside the emulgel, this particular product from KLM Laboratories, Surat-based company, has improved its sale and acceptance from the market. There's also one case study from ICT itself. I was working with particular product called a vitamin B12 deficiency product. We all know this vitamin B12, which is an essential vitamin with largely non-vegetarian sources, right? Almost 47% of Indian population is deficient of vitamin B12. An average adult human required around 2.4 microgram per day for daily nutrition. But the most important thing, we got to know that almost 12% of Indian population lacks the intrinsic factor, which is a glycoprotein responsible for absorption of vitamin B12. So you can find numerous patients near to you. You can give the best of the best vitamin B12 containing product to them for improving the hemoglobin and RBCs. They don't get the sufficient HB value and RBC levels. You can find they simply lacks this intrinsic factor particularly because they don't have the transporter who carries this vitamin B12 across our biological systems. There are multiple products under drug as well as first eye regulation. So these tablets of vitamin B12 along with B complex along with B12. We all know this particular product from Merck, Neurobion Food, Neurobion injections. This is under the allopathic preparation food drug license. This Metagenics and Bluemont is basically under the FSI regulations. So while working with this company, we came up with the mouth dissolving tablets of vitamin B12 to avoid the first pass metabolism and bypass the hepatic system. We have added some of the permission enhancers such as lecithins for the faster absorption through the suboral mucosa. So now this product is under currently phase 3 clinical trials, which was developed at Professor Amin's lab. I'll also tell you one of the reading of one of the good article which was came in last year in the newspaper Sakal for the it is called as the fortified tea particularly. This was the study which was published by Dr. Ravindra Ora in British Medical Journal. Okay, so if you see the India, there are almost 60% girls who are deficient with folic acid. Almost 80% girls are deficient of vitamin B12. Every year, more than 1 lakh newborn babies came in this world with this less developed brain and also having issues with CNS system. And this newborn babies having issues such as excess brain, spinal fluid, NICOMP, or having small hole in spinal cord particularly. And due to this abnormality during birth, which leads to lifelong physical disability, it is a very painful condition. We have to stay with this condition for over our life. So the parents spend excess amount on medical expenses to this child, which also hampers lives of the siblings. So this Dr. Ravindra Vora, he came up with an innovative product. He has fortified folic acid along with vitamin B12 inside the tea. And why he selected tea? We all consume lots of tea, right? At least 2 times a day itself. You have either rich family or you have poor family. But in a single day, we have at least 1 cup of tea. I was searching whether there is any commercial product inside the market, but there's not a single product in the market. There's a huge scope if we can develop because the proof of concept for this particularly innovative product has been established 1 year back itself. So we can have this product under the FSI nutraceutical category. While developing the pharmaceutical product based on herbal actives, the value addition step will give you the larger market acceptance, right? So we are know that there are some of the existing herbal extract, like we have caffeine, we have capsaicin 95%, curcumin 95%, piperine 95%, plain piperine, right, and all the stuff. When we have some of the value-added products, few examples such as vitamin C along with ferulic acid extract, minoxidil solution 3% along with capaxil. I'll share some of the commercial technologies which was focusedly working while delivering successful herbal actives. We all know encapsulation, right? Which is a process of capturing active compounds. You can either improve taste in a more stable form of the protective flavor pockets, right? By spray drying which is an encapsulation method to protect the inherent aroma, nutrient value, and other properties of food cosmeceuticals from being evaporation and reaction during the storage and processing. There are some of the companies in US extensively working for this microencapsulated products. This particular company called as Salvona Encapsulation Technologies. This company having multiple products. One of the product is Salspear anti-aging lip particularly. This product in which technology for immediate as well as long-lasting reduction of fine lines and wrinkles particularly. This product gives an immediate tightening, firming perceptible with just few minutes itself. The active ingredients of the Salspear, which delivers collagen boosting peptides for long lasting reduction of fine lines and wrinkles particularly. If we see the ingredients which is available on the website of this company, this particular product, Salspear, which consists palmitoylpeptide, which is a peptide, lecithin for permeation enhancer, vitamin E, niacin, reservoir of anti-aging effect, antioxidant, coca extract, candelia wax extract, punica gratium extract, panax ginseng root extract, PVA for viscosity modification, sodium coca glucoside is ultra mild surfactant, beeswax, phenoxyethanol a preservative, ethyl hexyl glycerin, which is also a preservative, glycerin particularly. If you see the composition of this particular product, this palmitoyl tripeptide along with this particularly gratium extract and panax ginseng, these are the three active ingredient inside the Salspear. This particular product is the ingredient which is the important part of some of the products in India market for anti-aging effect. They have also conducted some of the small clinical trials. You can see the difference between the conventional palmitoyl tripeptide extract versus the microencapsulated anti-aging product. They also have Salspear natural anti-blemish. This particularly product for the acne, which consists this bromelain, glycerza glabra licorice extract, salix alba, colloidal oatmeal for the moisturizing effect, and chamomile rutica for the anti-blemish effect. If you see this product, this is also one of the good microencapsulated product. I just gave two examples. You can also search on their website. They also have hydrosol natural antiseptic, multisol flavor, multisol fragrance. These two particularly product is currently used in he deodorant by ITC particularly, multisol and multisol fragrance particularly, a long-lasting deodorant action for more than 8 hours particularly. Multisol retinol for acne, Salspear benzyl peroxide for improved stability of benzyl peroxide, Salspear resveratrol, and skin repair. This repair product from Vini Cosmetics. You can find this ingredient in Vini Cosmetics. Now I came up with this particularly product which we have developed for improving the stability of vitamin C anhydrous gels. This is the COA of ferulic acid. You will see this product which is produced by one of the Japanese company. This ferulic acid is trans type ferulic acid which is extracted from plant sources particularly. Okay. We were discussing how we can improve the stability of vitamin C. We were searching some of the concrete evidences to add this ferulic acid. There were some preliminary studies of this ferulic acid, and we got this particular research article which was published by some of the Chinese as well as some of the US scientists. And inside this research article, it was done a small clinical study when we add this ferulic acid, which not itself stabilizes the vitamin C and vitamin E, but it doubles its photoprotection to the skins. By addition of 0.5% or 1% ferulic acid, the activity of vitamin C is almost 4 times increased, particularly. So, based on this concrete base, we went to develop the anhydrous vitamin C gel, because most of the product currently available serums, vitamin C serums, right? Now, recently, Garnier also launched vitamin C serum, right? And also Cipla, then Sun Pharmaceuticals, and there are two other companies who also have the vitamin C cream product. But when this vitamin C, when it came in contact with moisture, light, and air, in just 1 month itself, you will find the discoloration at excellent temperature. So the most important part is to remove the water from the formulation. So we started to develop the vitamin C gel along with silicon-based excipients. And to this, we have added 1% ferulic acid. This was the 1 month stability data at accelerated time point. We have also conducted a 6 month stability data for our internal help, and we found that our product is more stable than the available product inside the market. So this particular product we gave to Bionova and Oaknet Healthcare. This is the Bangalore-based company, and this is the Mumbai-based company particularly. They launched this product. We all are working with some of the ingredients from the lipoid, right? Lipoid gave lots of uh, lecithin, phospholipids for developing the liposomal product, also for the solid lipid nanoparticles. They have separate division for cosmetic product, lipoid cosmetic. So they have developed the caffeine herbazome particularly. So if you see the COA of this caffeine herbazome, this particle size of this caffeine is less than 150 nanometer in the specification, but in actual you can find this is almost 12 nanometer particularly. So this caffeine is having lots of therapeutic effect when you apply for baldness particularly. We were searching some of the commercial stories from the word. We came up with this German brand particularly, Alpecin. You can also find this on Amazon particularly. This Alpecin, it is available in shampoo, it is available liquid, it is available in the double effect, double concentration particularly. They are using this liposomal caffeine particularly. So we took the ingredient from this particularly lipoid cosmetic, and we developed the hair care serum for Ocnet and also for this BDL's pharmaceuticals. So this two products, they are currently available also on e-commerce platform. We have also worked with some of the good herbal ingredient called a capexil particularly, which is a biomimetic signal peptide with a red clover extract rich in biochanin, which is responsible to improve the blood flow to the hair bulb particularly. This particularly extract contains some peptides and plant extract for anti-aging hair care complex particularly. This is also the liquid formulation which contains butylene glycol, water, dextrin, acetyl tetrapeptide, and trifolium pratinase flower extract. That is clover flower extract particularly. Why we have selected this capexin? Because if we have a 3% minoxidil, that fall under cosmetic regulation. But if you went to 5% of minoxidil, that come under drug definition. And if you can remind my previous slides, I told you that for the cosmetic license, you don't require stability studies. And to save some of the stability study cost, we have added 3%, and to improve its activity, we have added 0.5% capexil, which falls under cosmetic license. Now, I came up with my company particularly. So, based on this previous and 5 to 7 years experience, uh, I founded my company, Novetra Lab Private Limited, along with my partner who is having extensive work in marketing. So, we have founded in the year 2017. we are focusedly working on innovative products to healthcare industry, particularly formulations based on scientific knowledge. So with the support of DPST ICT, we are currently having portfolio of around 8 products that are innovative in nature, and they are first of its kind in domestic pharmaceutical market particularly. Currently, these are our leading brands in market: Novepiles, Ventone tablet and lotion, and Lulivate particularly. Novepiles, which is a combination of vitamin C and one of the herbal ingredient proanthocyanidins from grapeseed extract. We also have herbal tablets and lotions for varicose vein. So we also have patents for vitamin C and herbal tablet lotion, that is Ventone. So based on our innovative work, we have applied for startup recognition, and we got recognition from DIPP Government of India under healthcare and life science category. So these are the 2 products I want to highlight here. So we all know this luliconazole cream, right? There are multiple products currently available, but 5 years back there were only 2 or 3 products, one either from Macleods, one from Mankind, and one from Dr. Reddy's. All these products, while I was serving inside the market, I found most of these product they don't have the proper penetration itself. I simply read the innovator's patent. I found this fluoroconazole having issue of the permeation. The innovator itself has used isopropyl myristate and lecithin to improve the permeation itself. So we have added lecithin, the purest form, inside our formulation. We have also conducted the in vitro permeation study, and we have compared our formulation with some of the market products. We found our products are almost 2.5 times higher permeable. So this particular innovation in topical cream, while addition of permeation enhancer, which was supported by scientific data, is simply the reading the innovator's patent itself. We have launched this product in the market, which was got wide success in all the dermatologists. This is our the leading products, Nove Piles tablet particularly, which is vitamin C and proanthocyanidins, 95% purity. This particular product is a colon targeted delivery of vitamin C and proanthocyanidin at site of action. I'll tell you there are multiple products available for management of piles and varicose veins. When we took the oral tablet, they contains more than 5 ingredients. When we consume this particular product, most of the ingredients get destroyed due to the stomach acid, and almost 30 to 40% drug is available for absorption at the site of action, that is rectum. So what we have done a enteric coated tablet by using eudragit polymers, which can release at a pH more than 7. So this is one of the most innovative product in venactive category particularly. And now this was a leading brand in all the Maharashtra, which was recommended by GPs. From last 4 years, I was extensively working for the management of varicose vein. For the varicose vein, I'll simply highlight this picture. The venous blood system, when it pumps the blood from our legs toward the heart, to prevent the backward flow, we have the one-way wall particularly. It prevents the blood coming down. When it break down this one-way wall, you have the tortuous swelling veins, which we called as varicose veins. It was the primary symptoms. When it goes beyond the time, it get converted into the CVI, chronic venous insufficiency, and the final it leads to the uh, there was particular condition. Okay, so I was searching some of the product. I made almost more than 50 microvascular surgeons in India. There's not a single topical and oral product based on herbal actives which can have the good therapeutic activity. But I found more than 50% of microvascular surgeon they are using this product, Varco, topical phyto oil. You can also see this product on the Amazon, Flipkart, and all that stuff. It was also mentioned this product, the ingredient. I'll tell you the ingredient of this. One is called as cod liver oil. The second is curcumin, and third is vitamin E. If you see these three ingredients as a formulation person and a pharmacologic person, the max action of this three ingredient is to relieve the stiffiness of the veins. I discussed this point with some of the surgeons. I found that they also told us that there's a no single product in India. There's one product by Ceridia Pharma which is very very costly, which is costing 70 rupees per tablet, and the surgery, which was the only option available, which is costing in our Kolhapur and Sangli district, is around 1.5 to 2 lakhs for the single surgery. But after surgery itself, the doctor will not give surety to reoccurrence of this varicose veins. So I was searching a good herbal ingredient. So by searching extensively for 6 months, I found and came up with this herbal ingredient, horse chestnut extract particularly. It is having a name Asculus hippocastanum. I also found that you can also find normal extract, which is costing around 2000 rupees a kg. And there's also specialized extract. There's only one single company in India. It's a Bangalore based company. They are charging around 20,000 rupees a kg. So you have wondered why it is the specialized extract costing 20,000 rupees a kg. You can also find there are multiple products available on the e-commerce platform, but all these tablets, creams, gels, they contains the normal extract. So we came up with this particularly product called as Venton brand. We have an oral tablet and topical lotion, right? Just I said that the surgery is costing more than 1 lakh rupees. So herbal actives can be option for management. So this horse chestnut, which was a promising active, we have combined particular horse chestnut two major ingredients. One is isin and other is the proanthocyanidin. But the isin itself is available in two active forms. One is alpha isin, which is orally active, and the beta isin, which is a topical active. And the Bangalore based company, they got a success for separation of these two active forms. Now they are having two available compounds, alpha isin and beta isin. So combination of this alpha isin along with two other ingredient, that is one is the Brahmi extract and the other is the proanthocyanidin. So in oral tablet we have alpha isin, vitamin this grapeseed extract and Brahmi extract for oral tablet, and for the topical lotion we have beta isin, horse chestnut grapeseed extract and Brahmi extract for the topical lotion. So this was the right conceptualization of therapy for the management of varicose vein. So we are also conducting the clinical studies of this product, but in the meantime, we have filed this product for the patent. Soon, we are going to launch this product in market particularly. So if you are came with this conclusion of this beta isin, the alpha and beta forms, they are very important forms. Alpha form is orally active and beta form is topically active. So this company is charging 10 times as compared to normal active the price of separation of the selective isomers. So I want to tell you the most important part. As a master student and finally a student, you must have a look on the current advances in herbal actives. You must visit once in a month this company, Synthite, Lucas Meyer from IFF, Sami Labs Bangalore, Getafose, Lipoid Cosmetic from Germany. There's also a company in Thane itself called Inventia Healthcare. And there's a specific journal which I was referring from last 5 years is Cosmetic and Toiletries. It's an e-journal. When you subscribe on weekly basis, you will find one copy of this journal. You have to read out what is the trends currently is going on in herbal industry. These are some of the promising actives which need to be studied. We also focus on some of the coconut liquid endosperm for sport energy drink and rehydration. You can also have a look on this promising actives such as Siccus quadrangulus, curcuma longa. We need in water soluble form particularly. 2 days back, I was in Salem particularly. We were searching for the most promising curcumin extracts. There's also product available in market in South India. I found that this turmeric starch for anti-inflammatory support patches, particularly bandage patches. You can also look out resveratrol water soluble for anti-aging because this resveratrol having issue of water solubility. Brahmi, particularly acetoacids from Brahmi extract for venoactive properties. These are some of the thirst area for further research. As I see, we can work on topical preparation for anti-aging. We will also work on oral formulation for managing bone health, oral formulation for immunity improvement. As I mentioned, one company US, right? Salspear, microencapsulated actives for better stability, delivery at site of action. Topical preparation for herbal actives for varicose vein insufficiency. So the conclusion point, the key learning points of this today's discussion is the need solution product is nearby to you, but you need to have eyes open to select the right product fit for the market. Scientific knowledge is very, very open, but we need to dig it out for backup support. We need a solid concrete support for the product development. As I said in my previous slides, we must understand what is the requirement of market. The market analysis must and to fit the innovative product particularly. Most importantly, for the students, I request that you should talk to experts, you talk to your teachers, since most of you are in Mumbai, right? There are multiple excipients company, herbal ingredients company as available in Mumbai itself. So you need to talk to these experts. They are always ready to support and to select the right ingredients for product development. And I'll tell you, whatever the product you develop at your bachelor's and master's degree, you must file trademarks and patents for your innovative work. Once you conceptualize the brand name, you file the trademarks. The fees for filing the trademarks and patent is very, very less. For patent, it is around 2,000 rupees. And for the trademark is around 4,500 rupees. That's the simplest fees government is charging. And from last 3 to 4 years, the speed at which government is disposing of the applications of trademarks and patents is very, very fast. Within just 5 minutes, one of my colleague in my other company, in just 5 months, he got the Indian patent grant. And my previous slide, I told you the right angle, commercial angle, right? You either go for the allopathic preparation, but you need to have the right angle and to launch inside the market. Most importantly, teamwork, mixed culture for the better success of the startup. And last but not the least, we must not never lose hopes since the future is ours. We all know this story, right? Concorde and Boeing 747, right? Concorde were only 20 manufactured, which was the fastest aeroplane in the world, right? But Boeing 747 over 2,000 manufactured particularly. What was the success? The technology or design alone do not make successful product, but the technology need to be implemented in an appropriate design. Okay. So thank you for your patience and listening to me. Thank you so much, madam, and the audiences.
Thank you, sir, for some insightful and interactive session. Now the forum is open for discussion. If you have any questions, you can put it down in the chat box. There are some questions, sir. The first question is from Ashok Saudari. Any
Yes.
specific tips on how to check commercial aspects of nutraceutical product formulated in lab?
Any specific tips on how to check commercial aspect? Okay, that's why I told you in my last slides. I told you there are some of the companies who are extensively working on improvement of efficacy of herbal actives. You can see the websites of this company, Synthite, right? Lipoid Cosmetics. You must read this Cosmetics and Toiletries journal, because this particularly journal, Cosmetics and Toiletries, is widely read by all the cosmetic companies, pharma topical divisions. So most of the formulation development managers, they took a decision based on the support data available in this journal, also the support, technical support provided by these companies, herbal ingredient companies particularly. So you need to see the companies and the journal itself, right? I hope Ashok, you got answer, right?
So can we move on to the second question?
Yes.
So the second question is from Asreen Khan. Sir, what literature must we refer specifically during our research on nutraceuticals?
Okay, it's the right question. See, we must understand the need and the gap in the today's research, right? So when you see this, some of the good scientific conferences, right? I'll tell you apps. We all know apps, right? Apps everywhere when they take the symposia conferences, correct? They publish all the posters, findings on their website. When you register with the website, all the data is publicly available to everyone, particularly. And when you focus on getting the specific information on nutraceutical, first and most important, you must read the gadget published by FSI. Every year, the FSI improves, adds, delete. Recently, 4 months back, the recent gadget on nutraceutical was published by FSSI. I'll tell you this particularly in my previous project work, we are extensively working on the hydrolyzed guar gum excipient particularly. This hydrolyzed guar gum is extensively used in US for the constipation purpose. There's a very good product from Johnson and Johnson which is available in US market. But this product which was not approved in India, so we were work to improve the hydrogenation of this guar gum. We made all these project studies and results, and unfortunately there's another company in India, they're also working on this particular product. But by God's luck, they have submitted all this data to the FSI, and in this recent gadget, now FSI has added this hydrolyzed guar gum as one of the nutraceutical ingredient. So my work has reduced such a down that by based on this gadget, we have to launch this hydrolyzed guar gum as a fibers for managing constipation. So you must see the first the official product documents, which is from the FSI, right? Asreen, I hope you got the idea for referring the literature, right?
So we'll move on to the next question.
Yes.
So the next question is from Tejesh Nagargoje. How to locate market demand and statistics for nutraceuticals.
Okay, great. I think most of the teachers and the students in second year MFAM, there are multiple WhatsApp groups available for the various statistics data. Um, did you know that IMS data and IQMS data, which is available in the published by these companies, because every month they publish the particularly the product leaders in particular segment. Most of the time this data is also available on Google. Also some of the LinkedIn members, they also provide free of cost this some of it's not a full data, but some of the snapshots particularly. So most importantly, you need to see the monthly data, 6 monthly data, and yearly data, IQMS, and also AIOCD, right? All India Organization of Chemists and Druggists. On the monthly basis, they also publish the data for product moving inside our pharmaceutical market particularly. So when you read this data, you will find who is the leader in the particular segment. All of we know in this during this COVID segment, right? There's one Chennai based company, right? There is one product, uh, multi multivitamin, multimineral, with there's one amino acid particularly. So this company, in a month itself, they have crossed 600 CR turnover for a month. Okay, so for the multiple segments like an anti-cancer, anti-infectives, nutraceuticals, derma, they have all the data published by these companies. One I told you, that is IQMS. The second is called as AIOCD data. You can also follow, get connected with this, some of the salesperson or the persons was working with these companies, because they share some of the information on their LinkedIn post particularly. I hope, Tejas, you got the information, right? How to find the market demand and statistics.
Yes, sir. So the participants are commenting in the chat box. So we'll move on to the next question. The next question is from Vedika Mishra. So according to you, which are the niche segments in nutraceuticals right now?
I told you that first is to improve the immunity. Herbal ingredients for the bone. Some of the ingredients for the anti-aging effect. The another ingredient is herbal ingredients for acne and blemishes. These are the 4 and 5 areas where you can have the good products, that most of these companies, they're looking for the differentiated products to launch under their derma segment particularly. Vedika? Okay, I
Yes,
think,
sir. So they cannot respond since this is on YouTube, but they are
right.
typing it in the chat box.
Right. I also got, I was reading the comments on YouTube. There's a one question from Jagannath Shinge.
Yes, yes,
Sir,
Jagannath Singh.
just elaborate herbal active patent application. Okay, Jagannath, the most important part is when we have the improved efficacy, right? The patent is approved on the 3 things. We call it nuns test, right? Novelty, utility, non-obviousness, right? Novelty, you must to prove that from the date of application, when you go in the previous history, there's no scientific work related to your project which was already there in prior art. Prior art, that is the data available in public domain, either in published work, conferences, research proceedings, or the patents work. Correct? None test, you prove the absence, you get the particularly novelty. Utility, we get clear the test particularly. But whatever you do, we have the commercial aspect, you can manufacture in the large scale in industry, correct? And the most important part is called as non-obviousness. That is, when you talk to the person skilled in the art, right, the obviousness has to be improved or has to be changed particularly, right? So most of the herbal ingredients lacks the efficacy, delivery, and the stability of the formulation. So the two tests, particularly novelty and utility, they are easily get accepted. But the most test is non-obviousness. To crack this particular test, we need to have a scientific data. So suppose we are working with curcumin for the anti-inflammatory activity, right? So when you say a 2% curcumin is sufficient for anti-inflammatory activity, you must prove this activity with some of the in vitro or in vivo models, and we have to compare with the existing the traditional curcumin extract. When we see the difference itself, you can have the non-obviousness test. In the formulation point, say suppose this particularly curcumin is having issue of water solubility. How can I improve its water solubility? You either add some of the solid dispersion, you add some of the surfactants, right? Or you can change it into a nano formulation. When we see the difference in solubility, we can clearly see my product one or the innovative one, right? This data has to be submitted to the for patent grant particularly. Madam is asking one question.
One more question, yes.
Yes. Let us know how mouth dissolving vitamin tablet can avoid first pass metabolism. Okay, so basically, vitamin C, it has to be delivered by mucosal route itself, particularly when it gets contact with our tongue itself, because we have lots of absorption factors inside our mouth that directly avoids getting dissolved inside our stomach. So we can also, because it's a highly water soluble vitamin, madam, there's no need to add any other ingredient itself. But if you can directly release this vitamin C inside our blood, it will definitely show some of the pharmacological actions, right? We have an antioxidant activity, we also have collagen boosting activity that directly leads to topical some of the parameters, and some of the parameters relate to improvement in immunity particularly. So the classic product available by market by a company called GSK, right? Limsi tablet. It's a mouth dissolving lozenges, particularly. Okay,
So I guess we don't have any more questions.
okay.
I have something to say. Can I?
Yes, madam. Yes.
It was a really very nice session. Means I couldn't get up from my chair listening to the contents of this lecture. It was really very informative, interesting, implementable type of things, and that too, it is very much in alignment with what is expected from us. That is, we should explore our natural resources and make the formulations. And very happy to see the people around me, a student like ICTN like you, alumni, just like me. And when I was going through your CV, I could see you have some products being supplied or rather being developed for Adroid Biomed. So Mr. Sushant Rauran and Mr. Ajit
Yes.
Deshpande, they are our students from
Right.
Bharati
Right.
Vidyapit. And at this juncture, I also want to share with you, that is the way you are explaining other things which are going on in the ICT. I do remember my college days, and I do remember my cosmetics practical, which Fadnis madam used to take, and we really used to enjoy our cosmetics practicals. It was, and she used to take us to the library and show us those hard copies of cosmetics and toiletries journals on the first floor of the library. right?
Right. Right.
So I will here at the moment can tell students that you really have to uh, see the resources available around us and do your formulation. And just to share with you, Dr. Santosh, that even I have got one patent which is granted and which is on curcumin. So these things are not that much actually explored by the people. And if you do something novel, a simple thing also, but it is from the novel drug delivery system points, there are really better chances of your patents getting granted. So that is something I wanted to share. Thank you.
Congratulations, madam, for your grant of this patent. We really best
Yeah,
of luck to
it was
explore the commercial
yes,
aspect.
yes. I
And
will
also,
connect with you.
special request to all the students who are currently working in master's course, either in Sutix chemistry or QA division. Uh, the initial part, I seen the video, the facilities, the resources available at our institute. I request everyone, you have lots of infrastructure facilities available in your institute. Take benefit, spend. I'll tell you, it's not an 2 years work, but 3 or 6 months work. You'll definitely have a good commercial product, or I'll tell you at least a application for patent. But you must utilize the resources provided by the management, and the most important part, the teachers available with you. They are having a good knowledge, experiences. So you must take, because I'll tell you my humble background, because we don't, in my family itself, my father is almost fifth standard, my mother didn't went for the school. We don't have the background of any educational in our family. But I'll tell you my story. We don't have any facilities, but my teachers at ICT Mumbai, they helped me to take up this entrepreneurial journey. And my guide, Professor Amin, she was always there to support me, to guide me. And don't forget, whatever there you are, you must connect with your alma mater. Until unless you connect with alma mater, you will find there's a huge success in your career. So, with this small words, I'll once again thank uh, the principal of Vivekananda College of Pharmacy, my teacher, my guide, Raishi Shirlekar Madam, for providing me this opportunity to share. I'll not say I'm in big experiences, but whatever the experiences I got in last 10 years, I got a platform to share with you, dear students. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. That was very insightful. So the IIC team of VS College of Pharmacy is very dynamic
Welcome,
and
madam. Thank
since
you so much. You are my senior.
sorry, sir.
My senior Nutan madam, she's, I think, she joined Vivekananda College of Pharmacy, right? Department of Chemistry.
Yes, sir. She's teaching in chemistry. Yes. Okay. So the IIC team of VS College of Pharmacy is very dynamic, and since past 4 years, we have been organizing many events and activities to foster and nurture the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. I now request the president of IIC and HOD of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Dr. Mustaq Sheikh sir, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected Shri B.L. Bulani ji, respected Principal Madam Dr. Supriya Shidai Madam, respected Professor Hirlekar Madam, guest and speaker for this event, Dr. Santosh Gajage, Founder Director, Noveta Laboratories Private Limited, faculty members present out there, participant of this event and their student. A very good day to one and all. First and foremost, I'm obliged to get this opportunity to pay the vote of thanks for this fruitful session on commercial aspects of launching a successful drug delivery system based on herbal actives. I'd like to begin with our deep regards for the management of ESCOP and Principal Dr. Supriya Shedai Madam for entirely supporting us on various platforms for fostering innovation and entrepreneurship culture at Westcop. The IIC team is really grateful to our event coordinator, Professor Ashri Irlekar Madam, who had been behind meticulous planning of this event and making it a success. The contribution of Dr. Anita Iyer is also worth admiring. I would congratulate the entire innovation team of IIC 4 of BISCOP for successfully conducting this event, namely Nirmiti, Ashok, Ashrin, Suprita, and other team members. My sincere regards to Dr. Santosh Gajagi sir for kindly accepting our invitation and sharing his experience of NDDS and herbal systems. In particular, sir, you have given insights on challenges in herbal formulation, their regulatory status, uh, and then different prerequisites for launching a herbal product in the market. The example which you have referred in the case studies must have really motivated the young aspirants to be entrepreneur in future. Also, it was heartening to know that even international organizations are studying herbal products in a much scientific manner nowadays. I really congratulate to your team to take the initiative at Indian subcontinent. In true sense, your talk reflected the words of Albert Einstein that look deep into the nature and then you will understand everything in a better manner. Lastly, the key learning point which you shared, sir, at the end may really help the participant at some point in their life. It was a genuine pleasure, and with your own personal story, it became even inspiring to hear you, sir. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants and audience to make it over here, despite a busy schedule and very near future exams are approaching for students also. Still, they could make to this session. And then I need to update the participant that a very interesting event are lined up over here like Tech Show, Ignition, Chemtastic through the forum of IIC Westcop. We wish that all of you are will join it and will be benefited with that. Till then, keep yourself safe and healthy. Third wave of Corona is just round the corner. Thank you all, and over to the moderator, Miss Nirmiti again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Before leaving, I would like to make few announcements. Link for the feedback form is shared in the chat box, and all the participants are requested to fill the feedback from e-certificate will be issued only after the feedback is submitted. Second, do subscribe to our college YouTube channel, VS College of Pharmacy. On 9th of July, we are hosting a session on IP commercialization of pharmaceuticals. Stay tuned to get the insights of another interesting topic. The details for the next webinar in the series will be shared with all of you. Do register for the same. Thank you everybody for your attention and patient listening. Have a great evening ahead.